So today we are going to deal with the new topic, that is the pollination and fertilization. Until now we have seen regarding the basic concepts of embryology, and in that microsporogenesis, male gametophyte development, megasporogenesis, female gametophyte development, then different types of embryo sac development, and then we will switch to new topic, pollination and fertilization. Now, in this topic we have to deal with pollination, its introduction, its agencies, then the path of pollen tube, then double fertilization, etc. So very first of all, just to see about the definition of pollination. It is nothing but a transfer of the pollen grain from the anther to the receptive stigma. Generally, pollination is of two types. I think you might have studied this in your 11th or 12th standard. These two types are, one is self pollination and second one is the cross pollination. Now in self pollination, in this type, transfer of the pollen grains from the anthers to the stigma of the same flower or another flower born by the same plants, underline same plants. Once again, it is of two types. One is the autogamy and second one is the zetonogamy. In autogamy, if a stigma is pollinated, a stigma is pollinated by the pollen grains of the same flower, it's called as autogamy. And the flower is same and the stigma and anther are from the same and one flower. In zetonogamy, if stigma of flower is pollinated by pollen grains of the different flower but born by the same plants, is called as zetonogamy. Here the pollen grain will come from the stamen anther of another flower but on the same branch, on the same plant. That is called as zetonogamy. So this is regarding the self pollination. In cross pollination, in this type, transfer of the pollen grains from the anthers to the stigma of flower on another plant. Here plant is going to change. The process is called allogamy. Allo means different. And it requires two flowers belonging to the two different plants. Here plants is also different. This ensures genetic recognition. Genetically दोन्ही एकमेकापासून वेगळे असतात. This is also two types. One is the xenogamy. If a cross pollination take place with species that is the same species, it is called as xenogamy. ह्याच्यात स्पेशीज बदलत नाही, सेम स्पेशीज राहते. In hybrids, in cross pollination take place in a different species is called as xenogamy. The species बदलते, genus एकच असेल. So this is regarding the cross pollination. Now we'll just cover the advantages of self-pollination as well as disadvantages of self-pollination, and same about the cross-pollination. Now, it is a sure method. If pollination in bisexual flowers, जर ते फ्लावर बायसेक्शुअल असेल तर त्यामध्ये शुअरली हे सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन होईल. सेकंड ॲडव्हान्टेजेस, flowers need not depend upon external pollinating agents like the wind, water, insects, birds, or other any agents. The flowers need not to waste energy to become colorful and attractive. There will need some sort of energy to create these parameters. So in say self pollination, there is no need of such wastage of energy. Flowers need not to produce large number of pollen grains because pollination is sure. Now see the disadvantages of self pollination. Continuous self pollination leads to weak progeny. पुन्हा पुन्हा त्यातच जर पॉलिनेशन झालं त्याच प्लांट्समध्ये तर वीक प्रोजेनी तयार होईल. सेल्फ पॉलिनेटेड व्हरायटीज आर अनेबल टू स्टँड इन अनफेवरेबल कंडिशन्स ॲज दे आर विथ वीक vigor, so they will be not sufficient in unfavorable condition. It does not introduce variability which is important for vigor. They will not maintain any diversity or variability, and number of the seeds produced is less in number by the self pollination. These are the disadvantages. Now what are the advantages of cross pollination? Now you simply make a clue that whatever the advantages of self pollination will be obviously disadvantages of cross pollination, and whatever the disadvantages of self pollinations will be advantages of cross pollinations. So in this way also you can remember the advantages and disadvantages. Now see one by one. Here continuous cross pollination adds in vigor in progeny. Actually it was the disadvantages of self pollination, that the continuous cross pollination adds the vigor of progeny. Secondly, cross pollinated varieties can stand in unfavorable conditions as they are more vigorous. Then cross pollination introduces variability in offspring. They offer variability. Number of the seeds produced is in a large number and are viable. While the disadvantages of cross pollination is not a sure method of pollination because it has to depend, because it is dependent on the external agents. And flowers have to waste energy to become colorful and attractive parameters. Flowers must produce honey to attract pollinating agents, as well as flowers must produce the large number of pollen grains, and as a result of cross pollination, impure or heterozygous variety is produced because there is combination of different genetic material. So these are the disadvantages of cross pollination. So in simple way you may remember either one, obviously you will get next one. Then the contrivances for self pollination, why they tend to self pollination. So there is a cleistogamy, means in these plants the bisexual flowers remain underground and never open. For example, Commelina are called obligatory or clistogamous. Or in some flowers, the flowers open for a short time. For example, Portulaca. They are called as facultative or pseudoclistogamous. And that's why there is a self-pollination. Because there is no chance to enter the anthers from another flower, because the flower is get either underground, either clistogamous means enclosed cavity, or it opens for only very short period, and that's why during that time there is no availability of pollinating agents. Another reason, that is homogamy, means stamens and carpels mature at the same time in same plant. Naturally, pollen grains of same flowers pollinate stigma of same flowers. Example, in Mirabilis jalapa, which we call as a 4 o'clock plant, गुलबक्ष म्हणतो आपण त्याला, किंवा अर्झिमोन, ज्याला पिवळा धोत्रा म्हणतो आपण. These are the example of homogamy. Then the controversies for the cross pollination. Here, declining or unisexuality means these plants are unisexual, monoecious or dioecious. Now in unisexual monocots, both male and female flowers are present on same plants. Here the only alternative is jatonogamy. Means pollen of the flower pollinates the stigma of a different flower but on the same plant, means which is however has the same effect as in self-pollination. And its well-known example is cucurbita or maize. Secondly, unisexual dioecious. Now in this case, male plant produces staminate flower and female plants produces pistillate flowers. Naturally, the cross pollination occurs in these plants because they are having only one or single reproductive organ, either male or either female, and that's why it has to accept the opposite strain from different plants, and obviously there will be the cross pollination in unisexual or dioecious plants. Then another reason is the self sterility. In this condition, pollen grains of the same flower cannot fertilize stigma of same flower. It is also called as incompatibility. So it becomes sterile, and its the well-known examples are tobacco, potato, or tea plants. Then dichogamy. In this condition, stamens and carpels of a bisexual flower mature at different times, and so self-pollination is ineffective, and it is of two types. Means anther and carpels are not in maturation at same time. Which are these two types? One is the protoandry. In these types of plants, stamens mature first. In this case, the male reproductive organ, that is the stamen, it gets matures first, and it pollinates stigma of other flowers, because at the same time the stigma or the carpel or the ovule pistil is not ready to accept the pollen grains of the same plant, same flower, and that's why these pollen grains can be transferred to the another plants, and its a well-known example is sunflower, cotton, coriander, etc. Then in protogyny, in these types of plants, carpel mature first. It is pollinated by pollen grains of another flowers, because till that the pollen grains of the plants are not in ready position, not in mature condition, and that's why it will accept the pollen grains from other plants in the protogyny. So protoandry means androecium is get ready first, and protogyny means gynoecium is get ready or mature first, than the opposite strain. Then another some reasons in that hercogamy, there are some physical barriers between the anther and style, so it prevents self pollination and tends towards the cross pollination. We'll see one by one. In some flowers, style is longer, so stigma extends far beyond the stamens, and therefore pollen grains of the same flowers do not reach stigma. It is found in the cruciferia or caryophyllaceae. So when style comes out of the flower, that's obviously it will accept the pollen grains from the nearby flowers. In some flowers, dehiscence of anther is extros, so pollens are out of reach of stigma of same flower. Example of the gloriosa superba, की ज्याला आपण कळलावी म्हणतो किंवा अग्निशिखा म्हणतो, त्यामध्ये त्याचा डेहिसन्स आहे, तो बाहेरच्या बाजूला म्हणजे फ्लावरच्या बाहेर होतो, तो फुटतो, तो फुलांच्या बाहेर जाऊन फुटतो, त्यामुळे त्याचे पोलन ग्रेन्स आत येत नाही तर बाहेरच्या दुसऱ्या फुलांच्या साठी उपयोगी पडतात. आणि तिसरं कारण, इन सम फ्लावर्स पोलन्स आर aggregated into pollinia, and the pollination is entirely depending upon insect, and it is the best example in calotropis or orchids. So in this case, see one by one, we have seen the hercogamy. Different reasons of this hercogamy is that in one case the carpel is beyond the reach of flowers, supposed to be this one carpel, and other floral whorls are here, so the stamens are here. If this is outside the flower, then it will not be possible that it will receive the stamens from this flower. Okay, it will receive from somewhere. Second case, anthers are away from the flower. In this case, here is the ovary and the stamens are outside. Now it will dehisce out of flower, and so its stamens, its pollen grains will go elsewhere, and it will not possible to pollinate the stigma or the pistil of same flower. And in other cases, we have seen there are the pollineas. We have seen it in the Calotropis procera. Pollen bags असतात, pollen sacs असतात, आणि it is get transferred by the insect. Okay, so these insect will carry the pollinia from same flower to other flower, आणि त्यांच्यातली कार्पेल पण हिडन असते. So this is the example of hercogamy. That's why it tends towards the cross pollination. Another contrivances is heteromorphism. In this condition, the flower are of 2 or sometimes 3 types, that is called as dimorphic or trimorphic. Here anthers and stigma are developed at different levels. One form shows short stamens and long style, and other forms with long stamen and short style. Just we have seen right now that in this case there are 2 different conditions. In one we will find the long stamen, okay, and the remaining flower will be here. And in other case we will find the different case. The carpel will be very long and stamens will be very short in the flower. So likewise, heteromorphism, hetero means different, morphological, they are different from each other, and that's why they tend toward cross pollination. Now we'll see the pollination types and its significance, or its agents and types of pollination. Usually agents are wind, animal, water, etc. Accordingly, the types of pollination are anemophily or anemogamy. Animos means wind. Zoophily or zoidophily or zoogamy, or also it is called as zydogamy. Obviously, the animals are there. And hydrophily or hydrogamy. So these three types of agents are there, which is concerned with the pollination types or agents of pollination. Now in that, the first one is anemophily. Here anemophilous or wind pollinated flowers are inconspicuous and not showy. म्हणजे खूप आकर्षक असत नाही, कारण ते वाऱ्यामार्फत होणार आहे, त्यामुळे कुठल्या इन्सेक्टला आकर्षण करून घ्यायचं, त्यांचं पॅरामीटर्स तयार करायचं काही कारणच नाही, एनर्जी वेस्ट करायचं. दे आर ऑल्सो डिवाइड ऑफ सेंट, नेक्टर एटसेट्रा. त्यांच्याकडं गंध तयार करण्यासाठी किंवा नेक्टर तयार करण्यासाठी काही प्रयोजन असत नाही. ऑन दी अदर हँड, they produces a large quantity of dusty pollens, so that in a great forest the air is often charged with these pollen grains. तुम्ही जर जानेवारी किंवा फेब्रुवारी महिन्यात हिमालयात गेला तर पायनसचे पोलन ग्रेन्स असे ढग तुम्हाला तरंगताना दिसतील, आणि त्याच्या वाऱ्याबरोबर वाहत जाताना एवढे पोलन ग्रेन्स त्यांचे तयार होतात आणि ते वाऱ्यामार्फत पसरले जातात. The another adaptation of anemophilous flower is branched bushy stigma capable of catching pollens from air easily, as it is seen in cereals. तुम्ही कुठलीही सिरियल्स पाहिलेत कडधान्य की त्यामधला स्टिग्मा ना तो ब्रँचड आहे. पुढे आपल्याला बघायचे टाइप्स ऑफ और स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ स्टिग्मा अँड स्टाईल. तर सिरियल्स मध्ये किंवा जिथं वाऱ्यामार्फत पॉलिनेशन होतं अनेमोफिलस फ्लावर्स मध्ये, त्यांचा स्टिग्मा हा खूप ब्रँचड असतो. अँड सच फ्लावर्स आर ऑफन युनिसेक्शुअल अँड ऑकर इन बंचेस. The anthers are often versatile and swinging freely in air, and the pollens are dry, light and smooth walled. याच्यातला वर्सटाईल तुम्हाला टाइप्स झाले असतील की यात असणारा जो अंतर आहे तो या प्रकारे असतो. कॉमन अंतर, पण वर्सटाईल अंतर जो असतो तो पूर्ण वेगळा असतो या पद्धतीनं. आणि तो फुलातून बाहेर आणि याच्यातून आलेले मायक्रोस्पोर्स हे बाहेर पडत असतात खूप लांबपर्यंत. सो दिस इज रिगार्डिंग द versatile anthers. Then some wind pollinated flowers like Eutrica dioica, कीटकभक्षी वनस्पती, show an explosive mechanism by which the anthers burst and surcharges their air with pollens. In many anemophilous trees, flowers appear when they are bare of leaves, means without leaves, or so that wind can play fully. तुम्ही काही प्लांट्स पाहिले असतील की त्यांना पानच असत नाहीत जेव्हा ते पॉलिनेशनच्या कंडिशन्स मध्ये येतात तेव्हा, कारण त्यांना काही अडथळा होऊ नये या प्रकारची तरतूद झालेली असते. Anemophily is found in most cereals and palms. In several Archiclamides group families like Saliscaceae, Butalaceae, Fagaceae, or Ulmaceae, Urticaceae, etc. And according to some workers, this anemophily or wind pollinator plant is supposed to be primitive character in the course of evolution of plants. So this is regarding the anemophily by which the pollen grains are get pollinated from one plant to another plant. And the next one is zoophily that will see in next lecture. आपला नंतरचा लेक्चर असेल तो बुधवारी असेल. तर आपल्या काही शंका असतील तर विचारू शकता. काय विचारायचं असेल तर विचारा शंका.